You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LGE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Trinidad, to leave here, boy, you must be mad. This is the land of milk and honey, rum and coke and easy money. While those verses we were singing, alarm bells kept on ringing. Pundits on each pulpit saying, oh, heart and our soul decaying. Suddenly we wake up to a living nightmare, not least while electorals ask, how did we ever come to this? But so long we hear it, you got to stand up and be counted. For daily we're intimidated. Every day our next witness silence while we recoil from the violence. In our land there is a crisis, broke police, unruly ISIS, while sweet revenge gangs exacting. Police commissioners still acting Trimbago. It's high time we separate the goat from the sheep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to read. While them police busy playing hide and seek, we're facing the world when we have to read. Hey, oh yeah, save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Oh yeah, oh yeah. In our schools, kids getting on, we're fighting, making porn. Hot school girls you won't believe, live MMA, they pulling weave. Check the vibes they're living by, dance all slackness, get rich or die. Alkaline to Movado, mention maestro, they don't know. No morals, no ethics, there is a centrifugal black hole. Lord, we must move quick to wake their conscience and save their soul. So long we've been hearing evil triumphs when good men do nothing. No triggers pump while words be fraughting, and while church attendance real low, protest pack plus them casino, while black market prices haggling through our ports, big guns they smuggling. Spanish women are hot like their music, saucy salsa, human traffic, Trinbago. We can't wait, the devil making hay while we sleep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap, while we look on them as more mothers who weep. We're facing the world when we have to reap. Oh yeah, oh no, oh yeah, yeah, oh, Now the nation's soul has been revealed. How they find Shannon Banfield, busy street, yes, in our city, killed by beasts who show no pity. Now there's fear and trepidation. What is happening to our nation? So I pray this one infraction will propel us into action. Trinbago, the time is now. We have to take our country back while these monsters flow. We cannot run from their attack. That is why I'm still saying, time to stand up and be counted. Our young girls, they're being hunted, not for jobs by institutions, but by clubs for prostitution. While for new gas, some arranging on the seas. to reap. We need a fresh new broom for a broad crime sweep. Must of this world we have to reap. Save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sat down and thinking, the question I'm asking, is Pharaoh still existing? As he before, resembling an Israelite, not being treated right, enslaved day and night. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. We like the Israelites still in pain. We just can't go on this way. So send us another Moses again. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, look around, you'll see the Pharaoh mentality ruling universally. Leaders promoting their ego, being a modern Pharaoh, tyrannies they manifest. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Time to make them oppressors pay. We just can't go on this way. So we children could see their way. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no. The poor have to slave night and day for next to nothing pay, so they can't see their way. We don't enjoy equal facility like Pharaoh and company. Brainwashing we say we free. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Time to make them oppressors pay. We just can't go on this way. So the children could see their way. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. suffer like this? You said that you will take care of the poor, just like you did in Egypt. When Pharaoh had the Israelites in bondage, you delivered them. But here again, we are in the same khaki pants. We have those modern Pharaohs who oppress the poor, who represents Israel. They confuse us with so much life. Just come on this way. Not even thinking that we would realize. And if we criticize, we could be ostracized. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from before. Please send us another Moses again. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. Time to make them oppress us stay. So the children could see their way. Make them get on their knees and pray. Then I'll be up to judgment day. Oh, just can't make it this way. Please deliver us today. Be like the Israelites did. Please send us another Moses again. Lord, we just can't make it this way. Yes, deliver us today. Oh, we just can't go this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Please listen to what I say. Yes, hurry up with judgment day. We just can't make it this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Once we get old and gray, and the children can't see their way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. We like the Israelites didn't they? Please send us another Jesus again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, we just can't go this way. Lord, we just can't make it this way.
I say you get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something with a dragon, now you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man do get nothing easy. Say you get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it can how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that eagle eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. I say we got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty, but if they know about petition, we are to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that dragon eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking. You get it there easy. He got to practice economy. From getting licks from the slave master to become the land owner. Brother, is a terrible journey, packed with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to rise up, you got to stand up, pick up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me brother, cover me sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who have the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes,
special hello to all of WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's no other than in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And you know, we always say it here. It doesn't matter what color t-shirt you have on. You have on a light blue t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt, a purple t-shirt. Each and everyone is welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't matter what planet you're from Mazatania, Xenorania, Sonoranius. Each and everyone is welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, you know what we say here in the village. We originate, we don't imitate. Yeah? And you know how we started.
It have our place, WZYE, where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, though, come with me. We do have DAT on WZYE, Santa Medite.
We don't have that on WZYE. You know that. But it's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me bring in the young man from Marabella. Yes. By way of Sally Bay. Yes, Sally Bay. Who went to Palo Seco Government Secondary School. Yes, he went to school with the big journalist in Trinidad and Tobago, Andy Johnson. Yes, and the good thing, Andy Johnson recall seeing him at Palo Seco Government Secondary School. So, even though I haven't consulted with anyone else, but yes, we have to say he did go to Palo Seco Government Secondary School. No other than the commissioner in Newark, the one and only Thomas E. Marshall Nisbet boy. Tommy, welcome.
Good evening, family. Good evening, Wall Street. What's going on with you, my brother, today?
Boy, Tommy boy, it's never a dull day in the beautiful Tune Island of Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, you can say that again. You can say that again.
It just, you know what? You want things to get better, boy. But like things just spiraling and out of control, boy.
Everything's for a time, you know, not forever.
But you know, Tommy, the thing about it, we really don't talk much about the murder rate in Trinidad and Tobago because, you know, we try to stay away from too much negative things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it out of hand, boy. And the worst thing, Tommy, boy, the worst thing, Tommy. I mean, Tommy, let me ask you, let me bring in Diana before we go. Diana, welcome. How are you?
I did.
All right, that's good. So Tommy, and Diana, I don't understand something, eh? And I need your help here. I need your help. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is in Barbados for whatever reason. In Trinidad and Tobago, we have a significant crime problem. And you all don't be biased, be honest. Do you all believe, I don't care if he booked that vacation 25 years ago, right? There's a time and place. Do you all believe that was the right time for the Prime Minister to hop, skip and step? Yeah, I'm making it up. To go to Barbados on a vacation? What do you say, Tommy?
You know, I have gotten to the point now where I realize that the way things are in Trinidad, you can be bogged down forever if you start taking things on. You can just live your life.
Tommy, I think that's a problem. I want to say, yeah, I know you have to live your life, but you see, Tommy, if all of us decide to ignore important, I think it's important for the people, not just UNC people, but the PNM people, to tell the Prime Minister, you're out of place. You have no right leaving the country. So you leaving me here to deal with whatever drama mental health, physical health, whatever it is, psychological health, and you go into Barbados on a vacation.
Hmm.
You know, I
What do you
don't.
say?
You know, I have an opinion. I have an opinion, and I don't think that we could tie him to Whitehall or chain him to Whitehall, so to speak, because of the social environment that we have, or should I say, the security issues that plague in the country.
So you are saying it's okay for him to go to Barbados on a vacation?
Absolutely, he can go.
Tommy, you had to lead by example. And the example to send to the population is that I am willing to cancel my vacation for the benefit of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. If you could just pick up and go, I mean, he was on a vacation just the other day.
But ain't you the one say he's the prime minister, so he's entitled to these, and it comes with the perks of the office and all that, etc., etc.
I have said, I have said, I have said, he's allowed to play golf.
Okay.
I have said that. And I'm
Okay.
not going to take that back. However, when he was in United States for about a month, I was critical of that too.
Mm. Mm.
You know, so what's
Mm.
your take, Diana? What's your take?
Whilst the prime minister is entitled to his vacation, at this time, I, I don't know if it's a business vacation also, but they just had a crime summit, right?
Correct.
Whilst he's entitled to his vacation, I don't think it. I don't think it's. I don't think it's timely. I don't think it's tasteful. Let me use that word. It was me, a woman in Trinidad, catch him and then ended. I wouldn't feel. I would feel you don't care about me. You don't care about what's going on with the country. You don't care that I don't know how to meet mature and bookless. You don't care. You know, all these people getting murdered. Boom! They just shooting them out like flies. And I'm not. Correct me if I'm wrong, because Tommy tell me to be more impeccable. But Jehovah put His voice in me for a reason. I have yet to hear the Prime Minister mourn publicly the loss of those African men, even though they may be pests. I have yet to hear anyone in authority mourn publicly the loss of those Trinidadian lives.
Wait. With the bandits and them?
Yeah.
Nah, Diana. Nah, you're taking it too far now.
But
Them
answer
bandits and them,
all
you
of
want to
them,
know them?
all of them. Hello, answer all of them may not be bandits,
Diana, any them that's bandit, right? Nobody should be. Well,
but
let
they
me
lost
say
the law in the perpetration of their crime. They're also hurting innocent people, like the fella lost his life on the job, right? Anybody come out and publicly say anything besides the propeller from the Island Constable Association? I can't get name called too much of names. Anybody come out and publicly say anything? The mayor of where that happened come out and say anything of the loss of that life. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, in the perpetration, you're gonna have innocent people. Anybody coming out and saying anything? The loss of the life of these people.
You know,
And some of these young men are being gunned down allegedly by rival gang members. Anyway, we're not, I don't think we're responsible enough, you know, in dealing with this matter. We're not. And that's why it's going on. Nobody cares. We care that nobody you're dropping down dead. We cares.
there's so many when you really try to analyze the situation. There's so many factors. First to begin, it's a narco state. We have to face that. And what happens in a narco state? Guns accompany the goods. So there's a heavy proliferation of guns, and no jokey guns, serious guns. All right, I
Okay.
I think
Eh,
uh, most of the citizenry and the politicians too have become numb to the events that occur on a daily basis here.
But
hmm.
Tommy, you just answered your question. That's why the prime minister could go on a vacation in a time like this.
Exactly.
Because he has become numb to the situation and he could
Exactly.
just pick up whenever he feel he book a vacation. Yeah, I booked the vacation since April. So you know what? I don't care what happening in the country. I go put Colombo to be the acting prime minister and I go in and do whatever I have to do.
It shouldn't. I also believe, and I might be wrong. I'm not. You know what I mean? As when
Yeah,
people tear into me the other day.
don't worry. Have
Um,
something else. Don't worry. Have
but he's on. Oh, he's on. Let him come on then. I'll make my point later.
No, no, no. I'll wait for him. He on the phone.
Yeah. You
He'll
know,
come. Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
I don't know who what how we treating with the rest of the population that is traumatized by all this criminal activity. Are we going to declare some sort of health emergency or state of emergency? Something? Is anybody? People are traumatized by all it? Look, the lady that they run down and snatch the pocketbook. They only get $3 a year. But there's a whole lot of these tentacles. People are traumatized. I don't live there and I traumatized.
You
Yeah, I'm
know,
traumatized by everything. You see some young black man just carting away like piece of dead flesh, like a carcass. Like you know, I am traumatized.
and you
But
see,
What?
on every level, there's trauma because sometimes I flash back and think about the Paria accident, or should I say incident with the divers, and how that has gone. It actually shows that there's little or no care as to what happens with human life.
It's trauma. It's a whole lot of trauma.
All levels, whether it's accidental or
But go ahead.
you know.
what I have to say is that the buck stops with the leader of the country.
Mm,
And if when KBB was in office, they used to say she was the flying prime minister and she fly all about the place and she flying here and she flying there and all kind of thing. Right? And now that we have Dr. Rowley in power,
mm.
right? They want to give some different treatment for no. I want to say this, eh? I want to say this, eh? Only remember when um Mrs. Kamala Prasad Processor said Trinidad was in the ATM of the Caribbean.
Of
Remember that?
right.
Right? And there was an apology from I think I don't remember who it was from the opposition. Oh, I think it was from Dr. Rowley, I think he apologized for Mrs. Kamala Prasad Processor's statement, right?
Mm.
Now we have come full circles. Senator Damian Lyder is apologizing for Dr. Rowley's statement, which she talked about the Guyanese dollar.
Oh
Right?
Lord.
True.
Oh,
So what's the difference? What is the difference?
what are you?
Difference.
I,
So
I,
you see, it ain't making sense.
There's
I,
only antics and more antics, you know.
Yeah, you make a statement, right, about Trinidad is not an ATM. That was with the flooding at the hurricane. I think they had the hurricane. And they said Trinidad not an ATM. And then Dr. Rowley apologized and he did what he had to do. Now Damian Lyder is apologizing for Dr. Rowley. Oh God.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Dr.
Let's bring in
Mohammed
Dr. Shane
background.
Mohammed. Yeah. Dr. Mohammed, welcome. How are you?
Unmute your mic, sir.
Unmute your mic.
good evening. Good evening. How are
Good
you
evening,
all?
good evening.
Good evening
Oh,
to
good
you.
evening.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm alive. I think most people thought by now I might have been hanging from some rope somewhere, but that it doesn't work like that.
Porque.
Well,
Why
well,
would
well,
you want to go hang from a rope somewhere? Come on.
No, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. But people, there are those out there who would have hoped. But when you are in, um, when you take on the chance to put yourself in the public's domain, you just have to meander yourself around and work around. And um, yes, they are. It was not, to be honest with you, Ronnie and everybody else, it was not the PNM. Do not blame the PNM for this. This was not the PNM.
You see, there we
Whoa!
go again. You see, there we go again. And Vonnie, you of all people, Vonnie, I even get to the chat yet. You of all
Whoa!
people, Vonnie, the UNC put out a letter, okay? And it was a long letter. It wasn't just Dr. Shane Mohammed. And listen, Dr. Shane Mohammed could defend himself, right? I'm not here to defend Dr. Shane Mohammed, right? But you see, that is part of the problem that we have in Trinidad and Tobago. As soon as something happens, you start to blame one party. So I was in a chat today, and I'm going to call that girl name, Karina Bashan. That's the name. I was in a chat with her. And
Hold on, Anton. Yes, Vonnie, I 95.5 did have some, have their fair share to say, but I can simply say that I 95 jumped on the bandwagon. They did not start it.
Hmm.
right, so we go deal with these substantive issues with respect to that, right? The same thing what Vonnie just said. There was another person. I was in a chat this morning. I was all the way somewhere up in New Jersey with
Is
the
it my phone or you're on low? I don't know.
no. I was all the way up there, and I saw this in a chat,
Low,
and
boy.
she put is the PNM, and I told her, I said, it's the same way how the PNM saying the problems they have for the last 8 years is Kamala Prasad Basesa, and she's saying whatever happened that had nothing to do with the PNM is the PNM, right? And after that, she shifted the goalpost. We have to stop this type of behavior. It's getting us nowhere. PNM,
Yes.
UNC that. PNM this. Where does that really get us? It gets us nowhere. And every time I see it, I call it out. Because why blame the UNC for something? And let me say this: why
Let
blame
me
the
fix my volume and come back. So,
why blame the UNC for what happened 8 years ago? 8 years. That's almost a decade, and you go blame the UNC? No, I wouldn't sit down and do that. But why blame the PNM for something that you know for a fact it's just propaganda?
I think
Why?
it's probably ironic that I'm wearing a red.
Yeah,
It's coincidental that I happen to be wearing red tonight, right? But
right. But Dr.
no,
Mohammed, the big thing is that there's something going around in Trinidad and Tobago with respect to your qualifications. Let's face update and let's deal with it, right? So you attended Atlantic International University,
correct,
right, for your PhD. And
correct.
some people are saying that Atlantic University is a degree mill
Yes.
and the school is not accredited in the United States. The school is located in Hawaii and it's not accredited. So they are questioning that, if your PhD is accredited from this school that they're saying is not accredited. What do you say?
Um, I think I'm smart enough, and I spent enough time in academia um, to be able to choose a school that was recognized. And I'll say this: when you go after your dreams and you go after your aspirations, you also do not you don't do it to the point where you do it callously, nor you do it recklessly, but you do it also with a certain level of due diligence, which is very important in academia, as well as you do it as it pertains to cost effectiveness. Now, everybody knows what my qualifications are out there, and I will say this to everybody. If I were to take off the doctor from my name, and the only reason Dr. Shane Mohammed comes up is because it is linked to my email address and it is linked to my YouTube account because it's all Google. And what I've found in Trinidad and Tobago is that when I changed my my tag on my email to Dr. Shane Mohammed, I got a lot more people responding and giving me a certain level of respect, as opposed to putting the PhD behind my name. Now, before I got this PhD, I was advised I could do one out of two things. I could use Doctor or I could use Mr. and put the PhD behind my name. And I chose to use the PhD, to drop the PhD from behind my name and use Doctor. And I was given that advice from other doctors and other persons who would have done their PhD. I'll tell you this. There's a story that I think all of you all should look at that is going to drop tomorrow in the Trinidad Guardian that is going to clear all of this up. And I need to also be mindful that I can answer several things to you all. Yes, the school is accredited. And Slim and Tommy, you all would know that if universities take federal accreditation in the United States, they require you to come on the United States soil for an extended period of time during the course of your study.
Correct.
Additionally, it's a very structured program, and the structured program fits you into a box and gives you a certain timeline. And I had spent 4 years studying for a PhD at the University of the West Indies. And at the end of it, I was caught up in the internal politics of the University of the West Indies. And there are certain key persons within the University of the West Indies framework at that point in time that did every single thing possible to prevent me from finishing. I had to make decisions as it pertains to my future because I had set a deadline for myself that I would have finished my PhD by December 2020. And by 2019, September, it started to become very, very blatant. One of my colleagues almost had an emotional, mental breakdown because of the same thing that we were all facing as PhD students. She was just one step ahead of me. She has not finished her PhD as yet either because of the same thing that I was faced with. Now, let me just tell you this. Even if I did not get my PhD, which I have in leadership and governance, I have a master's in political science. And to be able, at first, I went to Dr. Raghunath, who you all know is very well respected and knows his stuff. I asked him, I said, Doc, I have a question. Do I identify as Shane Mohammed, political analyst, or do I identify as Shane Mohammed, political scientist? He said to me, he said, you have studied advanced academics, you pursued advanced academic studies in political science at a master's level, and that qualifies you to be a political scientist because you studied the scientific work. I continued, I took his advice and I kept it and I considered it, and I said to him, I said I would prefer to be known as a political analyst until I get my PhD. I allowed in the middle of all of that, I was dealing with a lot of mental and emotional stress from the university. A lot of blockage was happening, a lot of attempts to derail my study because the records will show, my transcript will show that I am an 8th grade student that is on record still. I have made attempts to go back to the University of the West Indies to finish that PhD. My application for re-entry has been pending since the 5th of August 2022. Dr. Raghunath, the chair then of graduate studies, asked that I do a re-examination of my proposal, which I did. In consultation with Dr. Raghunath, he said, Shane, do a 3-page proposal. People, I did a 10-page proposal. And I sent it to him, and I he sent it forward. He agreed with it. There was some tweaking that we needed to do, but he generally agreed with it. He said a PhD is something that evolves, so just send it forward. He was satisfied. He indicated his willingness to supervise me. And it is the former head of Department of Political Science that has blocked it. And now there's an investigation, which the principal is involved in, to figure out what is the way forward with regard to that PhD. I will say to you that Atlantic International University is accredited, but they did not seek federal accreditation because the philosophy of the school is that it follows what you call a pedagogical approach, which is unstructured, and it allows you to go at your own pace and finish at your own pace within their specific framework. So they give you 3 years to finish, and if you put in the work and you finish in a year and a half, so be it. I was able to finish in about 15 months because a lot of the work that I had been doing at UE also coincided with the academic literature. The literature review, the theoretical frameworks are intersecting because of the study of leadership and its effectiveness in terms of good governance in Trinidad and Tobago. My university did seek and does have international accreditation with the UK Home Office, as all universities in the United Kingdom does. That is why the universities away, like Anglia Ruskin and Heriot Watt and others, and Suffolk University, of which I am an alumni, have been able to study from Trinidad and Tobago. And as I am qualified, which I do teach in Trinidad and Tobago courses for Anglia Ruskin. But the difference is our students don't have the burden of having to go on the UK soil and therefore distance learning. And let me tell you something. My school this year, Atlantic International, this year will celebrate 25 years in existence. They were way ahead of the game, together with the British universities when COVID-19 hit. And it was the go-to school, one of the big go-to schools, which is really about promoting educational advancement in countries such as the Caribbean, Latin America, Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. So the answer to all of that, to give you that background, the answer is yes. I am duly qualified and my school is internationally accredited.
Okay. Okay. Take a bow.
I will say that I did expect that when I was on CNC3 on Monday night, I did tell Dr. Raghunath that I did expect a backlash from one particular individual who has been at it since 2020 and before and doesn't seem to understand that I've qualified myself and I've legitimized myself in the eyes of the people and in the eyes of the media as well. It is not my intention to compete with anybody. The only person I compete with is myself. I am a perfectionist and I would admit to that. I call a spade a spade. I just simply believe that as political scientists, because we understand, and am different from the I am different from the ordinary political scientists because I have had the benefit of both the theoretical aspect of political science and the practical aspect of political science. And therefore, I understand the operations of political parties much better than others, as well as how it links back to effective governance and linking it back to the people and the delivery of goods and services. So I make no apologies to any political party and any individual or academic otherwise for the style of my discourse and the way I interact with the media and interact with the people and the message that how I carry across my message. I make no apologies for it because I am me. I am unique. I don't intend to be like anybody else. And if the way I communicate my message to the wider public is more accepted and more relatable to those in the media, that is not my problem. That is not my fault, and it is what it is. All I am looking for as a political scientist, one who understands the practice of political science and the theory of political science, is for a better Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, Dr. Mohammed,
Yes, ma'am.
how are you doing? You good?
Well, I think a lot of people would have thought. I have received a lot of support. I must say, I received a lot of support from persons within the UNC who did not agree with what happened. I have received a lot of support from persons who I know uh, in the political world. I have received a lot of support from the media, and everybody that saw this, um, even academics. Just this evening, I got a call from from an academic, and she said, "Shane, I just wanted to check in and wanted to ask you how you were." And the bottom line is, one of my best friends said to me, "If this had happened 10 years ago, I would have probably retreated like a maroon to Mount Saint Benedict and turned into a monk." Um, or I probably would have bought the rope and be swinging from a rafter. But a great man said to all of us, and let me tell you something. Darren Reed, you could go and suck a sour mango for all I care. Most times, actually, for the last 7 years, I've been damn right. Um, a great man said, if you see me and a lion fighting, feel sorry for the lion. And I will say that in my years in public life, from when I was a teenager to now, this was big. This could have been terrible. And if it was not for the goodness of people out there and people who has sense and who understands how academics work and how in the 21st century how traditional academics have been forced to evolve, then we'd have been in a different space.
Could it be a case of jealousy and envy that you were able to so accurately predict the LGE outcome, and they're like they said, it's spelled rocks at man.
Diana, hold a minute. We got to go for a quick station identification. Hold a minute. Hold that thought, okay? It's in the village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this. We have with us Dr. Shane Mohammed tonight, and we are talking about the situation in Trinidad and Tobago.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Back with you. It's in the village with DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. We have with us no stranger to WZYE 95.9 FM, a friend of WZYE 95.9 FM, Dr. Shane Mohammed. And we call Dr. Shane Mohammed a friend. Regardless of what other people say, we consider Dr. Shane Mohammed a friend of WZYE 95.9 FM because he came in here when this station was absolutely nothing and always appeared whenever we have to. I mean, that doesn't mean they say we go throw him any softball. He knows that. But he knows that we
And
are.
and you know that I don't like I will never accept the softball. I will always take on the difficult questions. In fact, I'll tell you this: when the questions on social media, especially when Rhoda Barrett started asking questions. Now, I'll tell you, I have nothing against Rhoda. I've never had anything against Rhoda. Rhoda has a job to do, and that's her prerogative. But even when I met Rhoda Barrett on campus, I never had any beef with Rhoda. However, there were some racial undertones, not from Rhoda, from another lecturer, and it had to be dealt with. I had to write to certain people to get things corrected. But I'll tell you this, and this is where I think I have a bit of respect for Rhoda Barrett. I decided that you don't run from these things. You go towards the source and you could go to it head on. And when I posted on my page that if people had an issue and had concerns, they could simply reach out to Atlantic International, they could reach out to Suffolk University, they could reach out to the University of the West Indies to find out about my accreditation and with regard to my qualifications. It is there in the public's domain. And she said she reposted it on her page and she said, but you still didn't answer whether you have a doctorate or not. So I went head on and I went to Rhoda's page and I said, Miss Barrett, I understand you have some questions for me. And Rhoda asked me very similar questions like you answered them. If she asked me very specific questions about the school, about the accreditation, about how long I was there, the structure of the course. And when I said it's a pedagogical approach, Rhoda's response was, so not the traditional doctoral process? And I said, no. And she said, gotcha. And to this day, that has ended. And I have to give credit where it's due, right? Once you come to Rhoda with the facts, and I went to Rhoda and I was able to answer her questions, do it because at the end of the day, I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. I pursued a different academic course because I had to make a life decision. I could have been sitting down all now, twiddling my thumbs, getting anxiety over the fact that, you know, I did not get my doctorate from the University of the West Indies and it is in trouble and I'm waiting. And I chose to stand up for myself and stand up to the university and say, hey, listen, I am the author and I am the director and I am the producer of my own life. Nobody else gets that chance. And if you all don't want to give me what I have worked so damn hard for, then I will get it elsewhere. And I had the support of other academics who knew what was going on, other colleagues at the university who knew what was going on, and they all said to me, leave and go outside and get it done outside. And I did. And I make no apologies for getting it. I make no apologies. It was not cheap. It did take a big chunk out of my savings. But you know what? The reward of that is the respect and that I have gathered from the people of Trinidad and Tobago and people and your supporters.
Go ahead, Diana.
Yeah, I wanted to know that perhaps your ability to predict the tie so accurately, and if that could have been, you know, the fuel for them coming after you. And I want to tell you that we say this in the village all the time. They don't pelt stone at green mangoes. They pelt stone at ripe mangoes and something that they hope to get something of. What do you think fuel all of this?
The fact that I have a PhD and the fact that those that attempted to stop me from getting it at the University of the West Indies and still continue to attempt to stop me from getting the second one from the University of the West Indies didn't believe that I had the tenacity to get it somewhere else. But why would I not try to get it somewhere else? The world has 5,000 or 10,000 universities across the globe. Every day, I can tell you all, every single day, up to this morning, I had to delete it. I have a university that keeps writing me and offering me to come and do a PhD with them in Switzerland, OUS Academy actually, and I don't know OUS. I don't care what you're studying, dude. The fact that you have to put what you're studying in the public's domain says that you're very insecure. Uh, you so they've been writing me for months now to come and do something called an executive doctorate, and I just laugh because they've tried to give it to me at at discounted prices, you name it, and it all comes up to the fact that somewhere in my database they see that I would have done an internship, a residency in Switzerland as part of my um, training with Suffolk University, but you know at the end of the day, it is what it is, and people will say and have their opinions. The facts are there, and we move on with life. They've tried and failed, and I will continue to predict And then one day I will stop predicting and just predict that there will be a new political institution and the rise of new political blood, and the country is going to have to make a decision whether they want to go down the road of red or yellow, or whether we Indian or we African. And if that's the road that we want to go down for the next 20 years, then we should never ever talk about the value of the Guyanese dollar, because it may just rival us in a matter of 5 years or less.
No, no, Dr. Mohammed, it is understood, right, that AIU has its accreditation from the United Kingdom
Yes,
as opposed to an accredited organization here in the United States, correct?
correct.
Right. So I mean that's understood. And that doesn't mean to say because it's not accredited in the United States, it's not an accredited organization, because it has an accreditation. They just don't have it here in the United States.
And the United States makes it very clear that accreditation in the United States is not mandatory. It is up to the universities to do it. Now, I'll tell you this: universities and Ivy League universities will go for accreditation with the United States federal government, with the Department of Education, because there's a major plus for schools in that regard. That means that they get more money because of board and accommodation and board and having these students on campus, right? If you're a university whose main goal is to build capacity in the developing world, then you would not see the need to have students on campus and see students need to see students. Yes, I came out of the belly of the PNM. Um, they would see they wouldn't see the need for students to come on campus and be on US soil. I mean, had it been in that scenario where I had it ended up in a traditional university and gone down the traditional doctoral path, I might have been very much stuck outside of Trinidad and Tobago for all of COVID.
So I think we are just putting a few things to rest here, Dr. Mohammed.
Of
Right?
course,
You have acknowledged that AIU is accredited in the United Kingdom,
yes.
right? You
And
have
it is also accredited at the state level because my certificate has to be signed by the governor of Hawaii as well.
okay at the state level, but it's not accredited by any educational organization here in the United States of America.
No, it is all international accreditation from
Right. A-
CHEA and ASIC and the UK Home Office.
Right. And in addition to that, all of the work could be done online, and you don't have to show up in a campus anywhere. Everything is online.
No, everything is online. There's a full online, what I would say, portal, and you have a unique sign-in name, and they do check in, they do monitor you. You are assigned actually a tutor when you enroll. You are assigned a tutor, and you're automatically assigned a supervisor, and those persons check in on you to make sure that you meet the deadlines and the specific requirements, because the prerequisites the prerequisite for me to get accepted was this. So it's grades, right? So it's grade 1 to 5. And um when you do grade 1, you have to do certain exercises that is provided by the university. And on top of that, at grade 1, you have to write 5 introductory papers that then is marked, that tells you whether you meet the criteria to enter into the program. That is not those 5 papers, while they are marked and they are graded and they go towards your GPA, they are marked at a lower level. So, for example, those 5 papers that may have been at least 3,000 words, between 3 and 5,000 words, they would be marked and graded, but you would only get like 1 GPA point. So you have to get to 54 points, right? You 54 credits, sorry. So you may write 5 papers and just get 5 credits, and that will be put aside for you. But you need to write 20 papers, and when you write those 20 papers, they have to be between 5 and 7,000 words in some instances, and then your credits start going up as you are marked. And if you don't do one of their extracurricular activities, like the extracurricular assignments, and you opt not to do it, it could go against you, because then you have to add it. You lose credits instead, because it's designed to help you add to your credit count. But if you don't do it, it means that you have to push further and push harder to get to the 54. And I can say to you all, I finished with 60 something.
So Dr. Mohammed, I want to read something for you from what
You're going so low again,
yeah,
answer.
I want to read something for you from what the PR from the UNC put out, right? He said Mohammed has been involved in politics directly up to and including August 2020 election. He has had very public political ambition and has not been a neutral observer. He was a former candidate for deputy chairman of the UNC in 2015,
Okay.
supporting Vassan Bharat. Mohammed served as a temporary UNC senator during the 10th Republican Parliament.
Okay.
Analysis like that of Derek Ramsamoj
Yeah.
appears to be personally motivated and part of a personal political agenda. His stated goal is to re-enter Trinidad and Tobago politics. And I'm going into his brain now when he says he has a personal political agenda, is that your agenda is against the UNC.
Okay. The first thing I want to know is, did he get the permission of the UNC chairman and political leader and general secretary when he signed that document and put it on a UNC letterhead? And if he didn't, he breached a lot of protocols there, and he even breached a lot of confidential information there.
You don't think they agree with that?
What?
The UNC, the big honchos in the UNC.
My
You don't think that?
information thus far is
Mm.
that there's some disagreement about it. Um, we will see what they choose to do. I brought it to the attention. I actually sent it um, to my good friend, the political leader of the NTA, who was very much appalled by what he was reading. He called me early this morning. Actually, called me before I actually started teaching this morning. He said, "Hear this now." I was like, "What's that?" He's like, "What?" And he started to cuss. And he's like, "I can't believe what I'm reading here." I was like, "Yep." He's like, "Shane, you leave this to me. I will have some words to say." I was like, "Feel free."
Yeah, but
But
but but but Dr. Mohammed, he went in on you. I gotta. Yeah, here's next partner. Quite importantly, Mohammed boasts of having a doctorate in political science,
I
but
never
his,
said I had a doctorate in political science anywhere, though. That's how dumb this man is.
right, but his credentials do not appear legitimate. His PhD was awarded by Atlantic International University, an unaccredited private for-profit distance learning. I
Do
don't
you
think.
realize that he also referenced Wikipedia?
Yeah. I think they're non-profit. I think they're non-profit. I think so. I look at the research again. That's what he says. Um, according to Master Portal, I'm just reading from what he says. According to
Yeah,
masterportal.com, Atlantic University exists as an institution of experimental learning and
yeah.
non-traditional education at a distance.
What's the
That's
problem?
yeah. There's a lot of them like that. A
What's
whole
the
lot.
problem?
As a matter of fact, my son is doing an online PhD right now,
Correct. It is
virtual
the
a virtual PhD.
it
And I
is
was
the
telling
way
my
to
wife that
go. It is the way to go.
I said,
It,
isn't listen, all schools today, many schools, many schools after COVID, many of them doing on. As a matter of fact, Phoenix University, which they became accredited, they was one of the first that started online learning,
correct.
right? And you could do a degree online, just online.
Yes.
Sometimes you may have to show up for a week or so, but
Correct.
95% of it was online.
Correct.
Right now they are fully accredited, and many people from all parts of the world go to Phoenix University. So
Correct.
I hear it just seemed that if that they think that you were against the UNC. Well, not they. Whoever thought that you were against the UNC, and they felt by putting something out like this, with slow you down somewhat, so to speak. They wanted to slow you down a little bit.
And listen, look at Hailey's comment. He said, Shane, people busting your files, you thief your way up the political ladder more than they know, Hailey, more than they know. But I have to say thank you for that as well.
So, Dr. Mohammed, where does all this end up? It's like we already lay out some of the facts with respect to AIU. There are many other universities as well. But let me ask a question. Wasn't there at one point in time that Dr. Rambachan there was questions regarding to Dr. Rambachan PhD as well?
Yes, yes, yes. And I'll tell you this, my philosophy in life, and even my colleagues know this. Um, I respect people. I respect people's expertise. So when I need clarification on the law, I go to my friends who are lawyers. When I need clarification on media production and how we go about doing media sales and how do we go about promoting a show and getting people to advertise and do the sales agreements and all of that, I go to my friends in the media who have experience in that. Likewise, one of my friends was a candidate in the 2023 local government election, and before he became a candidate, he called me and he said, so hear this, right? I was like, what? He's like, remember how you always say that I am the expert in my field and you will come to me, and that's why you come to me to ask me my opinion, to guide you along the way? I was like, yes. He's like, well, this is me reversing it and coming to you to ask your expert opinion as to whether I should get involved because I have an offer in front of me. The offer he had was from the People's National Movement.
Good.
The offer he had was from the People's National Movement, and it was a very difficult seat to fight. And I said to him, I said, my motto in life is you never say no to an opportunity, because you never know what that opportunity, if you dip your foot into that opportunity, possible opportunity, you never know what the rewards would be. So he said, can you pull the numbers? I said, immediately, I'll pull the numbers for you and I will give you the statistics. He was going into the election, coming out of when I did the comparison between 2016 and 2019, he was going into the election at 38%, which meant it was a heavily difficult, highly difficult seat to win from the UNC. And I said to him, I said, these are the numbers, but you can't say no to an opportunity, especially regardless of whether it comes from the PNM or the UNC. I said, because if you go there and you make a good impression, there's going to be a reward even if you don't win. And I kept checking in on him. I checking up on him and guiding him along the way. He was able to move the numbers. He was able to increase the PNM vote from 500 to almost 1,000 votes. The only thing is, his rival was able to was able to pull together the UNC votes that beat him by 1,000 votes, right? But nonetheless, I did tell him what the risk was and explain to him what the ratio was, so that even on the night of election, when I called and I spoke to him, I said to him, I said, listen, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We knew that what the risk was. I gave you what the risk analysis was in terms of the percentile, but you increased the number of votes for the party significantly. It will show that you were one of the unique candidates in Grandy. And c'est la vie. That doesn't mean his political career is over. It doesn't mean anything, because I'll tell you this, the PNM rewards its people, win, lose, or draw. That's
So, Dr. Mohammed, right? So, Dr. Mohammed, I just want to read this for you. I want to ask this question. Just keep this in the back of your head. Do you think that this expose by whoever it is, going to have an effect on your political career. And I just want to read this. This is an article from 2011, July the 16th, 2011, in the Trinidad Guardian by Annika Gum Sandiford.
Yes.
Ramberton gets doctorate from failed university.
Mm-hmm.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and Communications, Surichan Rambachan, has received a doctorate of philosophy in business administration by distance education from an institution incorporated in Hawaii and closed down by the U.S. authorities 7 years ago. Rambachan told the Sunday Guardian yesterday that he received a doctorate from Pacific Southern University in 1989, which would have been while when he was serving as TNT's ambassador to Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, Rambachan was entrusted with disseminating information to the nation on matters of public interest, but failed to clear the air on his PhD qualification. PSU, which was operating as an unaccredited institution from 1995, was shut down by the Hawaiian authorities on April 7, 2004. In a High Court judgment between the state of Hawaii and PSU, the institution was closed for operating an unaccredited degree granting institution in or from the state of Hawaii or under the ostentable authority of the laws of the state of Hawaii. An excerpt from the judgment states all defendants immediately cease conducting any and all business activities in the state of Hawaii, including the operation of any unaccredited degree granting institution. Although the institution was incorporated in Hawaii, PSU was based in the state of California. The
Mm-hmm.
Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs revealed that civil penalties under the judgment were repaid in full. So this situation, so we know that AIU is still in existence, right?
25 years.
Right. So AIU was never shut down by any organization, any governmental organization, right?
No, because they're
Right.
recognized by the state governor, and they are recognized by the state of Hawaii, and they do have the governor of Hawaii signing off their certificates. Um, they also have met the requirements to operate in the United States because they've gone out there and they've sought international recognition, and
No,
they've
no,
done the right thing by
right.
going to the United Kingdom.
Now, listen to this comment there. Pesos. Is it pesos?
Pecos.
Oh, I thought it was pesos. I thought you were some Mexico or something. But sorry, my glasses done correctly. Here comes Picos. I really don't know why people come onto this site. The host of this site is PNM that left Trinidad almost 47 years ago from Lavantil. Unbelievable. And Picos,
Um, that
what is
is, let me answer that for you. Don't answer that statement. Um, when we start thinking beyond who came from Lavantil and who came from Separia, and when we start to examine why people decided to move away from Trinidad and seek a better life outside, the difference between 47 years ago and now is the same thing. People are still leaving Trinidad and Tobago up to this day. We have a brain drain that is taking place. People are moving to Canada in droves. They're taking the opportunity to leave and go to Europe, right? And at the end of the day, people like all of you all who have left Trinidad and gone on to other states, that was your prerogative. How you chart your own life. So whether you were from Lavantil and whether you are PNM, NAR, UNC, PEP, ULF, DLP, whatever the hell it was 47 years ago, is irrelevant. I would actually delete that comment and
no, no,
block
no,
that.
no, 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 no. But no, no, no. Dr. Mohammed, let me say this. You see, it's people like Picos. There's a quote that says, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Right? And and
But
hold on,
let me just say this because I have to run. I have an airport run to make, but I'll
okay,
tell you all this.
hold up. Let me just take this call. Hello, caller, you're on WZYE 95.9 FM. Hello, caller?
Cousin, good evening to you. Good evening to you, Wall Street. Good evening to Diana. Good evening to the other person there, and
Tony.
also Dr. Mohammed.
Good
Tony,
evening.
good
Hi, good
evening to you,
evening.
Tony.
Yeah.
Good evening. Paul Saran here.
Yep.
I listened to Dr. Mohammed, and he's so correct. There's a lot of brain drain that is continuing to move forward in terms of Trinidad and Tobago. And our leader is not recognizing that there's a brain drain. For instance, you would go to the University of the West Indies, attain a bachelor degree, or even a master's, and there's nowhere to place it in the system. They haven't created employment, or they even haven't even created nowhere for person with that intellectual capacity, right? We're looking at social services, where it's headed by the minister, Donna Cox, right? And her ministry is wide, and there's not a junior minister in that ministry to help out that woman, right? When we have persons who are graduating yearly, right, with sociology degree and psychology degree, and which pertains to social services, there's nowhere to place them, and we are looking at nepotism in the system. Who, whether you have a degree or not, you're able to get 10,000 plus in terms of TT dollars, and you don't have a degree, you don't even have passes, right? And you're telling me that the government of the day is not even looking into the nepotism that's within the system. And Dr. Mohammed is so correct. We are leaving every day in this country, whether it be Hawaii, whether it be Canada, whether it be London, the UK, United States. So whether you all leave 47 years ago to now, it remains the same. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul.
I will say, JB, you wanted to know what was the projection for the NTA now that the local government elections are over. Well, I can say to you all that the NTA was able to accrue an alderman in the Diego Martin Regional Corporation based on the amount of votes that they got, according to proportional representation.
Yeah,
actually,
let me interrupt you. Vonnie, you're right. Picos, stay on. You might learn something here. Go ahead.
But the NTA has a lot of, they have their work cut out, and they have to, I mean, Gary is my friend, and I will tell him the same thing I will say to all of you all. He needs to decide what is his next move, because he's caught between a very strange situation. Does he want to stay as an independent party like the COP and then continue working alongside the UNC? Or does he think that it may be in the interest of the NTA to dissolve and for him to go into the UNC and fix the ills that I will say that are affecting the party? I mean, you all were here when you all heard that Mr. Scherer joined the Hope. Do you all? I think by now you all know that she's been appointed deputy political leader responsible for the economy as it pertains to Hope. I will be honest.
I didn't like Gary Griffith attack on Miss Nunes Teixeira though.
Well, you see, let me tell you.
I didn't like that attack. I don't think
people
attacks like that are absolutely necessary. I don't think you have to fight every single battle.
You have to and that's the next thing I was going to tell you, that people need to choose their battles, right?
Yeah, I don't think
I'll say this. I am not saying that Hope does not have a fantastic complement of people, and they have a high caliber of brain matter in their party. I am not sure, however, that Hope is attractive enough to gather the kind of support that is needed, because again,
diplomatic, the grassroots, they're not attractive to the grassroots.
No, I wouldn't even say not attractive to the grassroots, to be honest with you, Ansem. They're not attractive to the young professionals, the young people, the middle class, the working class. They're not attractive to them. Why? And I'm going to try, I have to be diplomatic because I have a lot of respect for Timothy Hammersmith as well. All they're going to see is another old politician trying to enter into the fray. And I think that with proper political negotiations and communications, there could be a bigger picture for all of those people in a more national-oriented perspective.
They have to join up with some other parties.
There must be consociationalism.
Yeah, they can. But Dr. Mohammed, go ahead, Anna. We don't want to keep him any longer. Go ahead, Anna.
Time check,
Yeah, Dr. Mohammed, I think what has happened is that we appreciate that you come on and you answer the questions. You tell the people, listen, you ain't coming on and you ain't wishy-washy,
And
so to speak.
and
You
not
know?
ducking and running either.
Yeah, no, you ain't ducking from bouncers, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you have on all your pads, and you have on your helmet, you know what I mean?
I tell all
Listen,
you, I tell all you.
mm,
If you see me and
a
a
lion.
lion fighting, feel sorry for the lion. But I'll tell you something else. Let me quote somebody else for you, all right? Because
Eh,
I need to tell you all this. A wise lady
mm,
said to me, and let me quote her: "When you enter into public life, you must be prepared to take on the hide of a rhino, because there will be countless attacks upon you, and you must be able to withstand them."
Mhm.
You want to know who that is?
who's that?
Mm.
Kamla Prasad Bisaswa.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
So those of them who are believing out there that Shane Mohammed has a personal attack against Kamla Prasad Bisaswa, if I see her walk through my front door tomorrow, or if I see her walk through an event that I'm at, I will most definitely walk up to the lady and extend my hand, because I can't hug her, but I will extend my hand and I will call her, as I always have, I will always call her Tanti. So for those idiots out there who tried their very best to push a dagger, I don't hate Kamla Prasad Bisasa, and I don't have a personal hate for Keith Rowley either. I don't care what anybody says. It takes a lot of gusto. It takes a lot out of sleepless nights to get to where they are. And what all that I am doing in my capacity is trying to get them to listen to something different, so that we can have a different and a better nation. And
Well,
why the UNC will continue to receive a lot more criticism than the PNM is because right now in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, they are the alternative until something else evolves. And until that day comes as the alternative, they are going to be challenged at all times to raise the bar, change the status quo, take up high caliber persons, change the narrative and to improve their communication. And I will leave you all with that.
Okay.
Dr. Mohammed, we want to say thank you so much. It's
Thank
always a pleasure.
you.
Vonnie, I think that both parties showed that they pandered to their bare bases, and that is why we had a 30% turnout. So there's 70% of the country that is up for
But Dr.
grabs.
Mohammed, the PNM lost 20% of the vote from the last election, and the UNC only lost 15%.
Which means
Right.
to say that people do again. The PNM is where the UNC was at midterm in 2013, very and highly unpopular, because from captain to cook, from commissioner of police today to prime minister, has lost a lot of credibility with the people, because they lack compassion, they lack empathy, and they lack the ability to reach the man on the ground. And that is why Sandy Grande voted against the PNM, because of Rohan Ternan and his neglect of his hometown.
Woo.
And you never know when they go in for that recount, and they might have to have another election. But anyway, we'll
No, they
take
are. By the way, that's confirmed as well. That's confirmed as well.
well, the EBC
Hindustan is
confirmed
going.
that.
Yes, it was confirmed today
But isn't
that
the UNC going to court though to stop
they
that? Because
can't.
they say one
They,
ballot was one ballot, a UNC ballot. They say something was messed. It wasn't signed by the presiding officer or something, and they're going
you
to
can.
challenge that.
I don't think you can't discard a ballot where it is erroneously not signed by the presiding officer. You could not count a ballot um if it is not properly marked in terms of if it's spoiled. But where it is not signed by the ballot, there's a process. If the ballot paper is signed off and has a consecutive number, then it went through the process. It is not. It cannot be discounted if it is erroneously not signed by the presiding officer. That would be a total breach. But
Well,
they did try, and after two votes, after two recounts, and they
yeah.
only have 4 days to be able to produce a result, and the 4 days has passed, and therefore they will have to go to a by-election.
That's what
So,
go on.
so Dr. Mohammed, it's a pleasure. It's always a
Thank
pleasure.
you so much.
Take care.
No, JB, there'll be no kissing and makeup. I still love the lady, but there'll be no kissing and makeup. We don't go back, we go forward.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
Thanks again, Dr. Mohammed. At least you
You're
cleared the air.
welcome. Thank you for having me, all, and
All
take
right.
care.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
So, folks, I wanna get back to my partner Picos. He gone? The Picos, the peso's gone.
Because
Oh, Picos. Sorry. I apologize. You see, this is part of the problem.
Yeah, 90%.
Yeah. Listen to Picos.
Oh,
You don't
Jesus.
know, man. They gave Picos something to drink and he smoke it. 90% of Trinidad is UNC, right? No, Tommy and Diana, where in the world would you even put us? You see, all that's why I said if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Where in the world, Tommy, 90% of Trinidad is UNC? Where?
Yeah. He's looking at me. Maybe look at the color of the map. That's the 90%.
No, wait, where is that?
I don't know, Angela.
then why aren't they running the government if they're 90%?
Oh God, you gotta leave Picos and them alone, eh?
Yeah, and look, he coming over. You believe how much? 47 years ago that we said?
Oh
Is
yeah.
that-
Let me go back and hear what you say. Listen to Picos. Wait that. Okay, let me go back to Picos here. This is Picos says. I really don't know why people come on to this site, which Picos is on, right?
He don't know why he himself came on either, right?
Yeah. Tommy, you pick the word out my mouth.
This is why if you think education is expensive, try ignorance, right? I don't know why people come onto this site, Picos, who is on this site. The host of this site is PNM. Listen, I think Rachel see that I have always been a supporter of the PNM. If you wonder, I've always been a supporter. I've always been a supporter of the PNM. So Picos, come with some new information now. Right? The host of this site is PNM that left Trinidad 47 years ago from Lavantil. Unbelievable. Picos. Anyway.
I wonder, and Picos, how much years do I leave?
Eh?
Ask him how much years he seems to have all these stats on everybody.
Yeah,
How much years I leave Picos? Let me hear you now.
Picos, you get my extra year though, eh? It's not 47, it's 46.
Picos, right? Let me hear you. How much years Diana leave?
And Diana, all of us combined in here have done more for Trinidad than Picos. The three of us combined here.
Talk.
On this side, where Picos come to learn a little something, and at least when Picos come to this side, he can use 95% of his brains, as opposed to going to other side and only have to use 1%. You know, so you have to be intelligent when you come into this side.
He pick up his marbles and go on home.
He can't just throw things up on the wall, the spaghetti terry, and feel it go stick. No Picos. 90% of Trinidad is UNC. Vonnie Roberts. 90. You know what Picos say? 90% of Trinidad is UNC. 90%. Eh? So that means to say we have 1,400 people. Let me see what is 90%, boy.
I've won 1.6 million.
As
Let me see that, boy. I want to do the maths of Picos.
As far as Picos is concerned, maybe 200% is the total amount of percentage.
What's the boy? You have to do the voting base for the 1.6.
No, I just do 1,400. 1 million.
Them little babies and they're not careful on the.
He clearly doesn't understand how the percentage business works.
No, he doesn't understand. That's why I tell all if you think education is 1,000, 1 million. This is the population, because he said 90% of the population. That's what he said. 90% of the population. 1,260,000 people in Trinidad is UNC.
Whoever's prompting Picos to come at us, they're putting the wrong horse in that race.
Yeah. Not Picos. 90% of Trinidad, 90% of the population is UNC. 1,260,000 is UNC. And in an election, what did us get? 300,000 votes?
I don't know.
Not the right horse. Try Tico or Menton.
Yeah. Because stop reading from whatever that book they get. Yeah, that's our first start. That's
People pick up his marbles and gone. You chase the fella.
yeah. JB, like he marking me, boy. Picos come, he come. But I telling them, listen, when all they come in the village, everybody know when they come in the village, don't come sideways.
Come correct.
Come correct. Don't just writing like you go and write in them other sites and think people could just pass it. Nah, we about, when you leave here, you got a little brain food. That's what we always say. So tonight, brain food is on behalf of Picos. Picos, 90% of Trinidad and Tobago is UNC. Oh God. Hey, let me play this song. Hold on. Let me play this song. I want to play this song. Hold up there. Let me see if I can get this song here. Picos, this one is for you, boy. This one is for you, Picos, boy. You take the cake tonight, boy. You take the cake. Yeah, this for you.
It's time Trinidad, you learn some sense and stop taking serious things for nonsense and laughing. Anything that takes place in this country, whether it affects the country or we be laughing. What's Saranga throwing the same rate, hospital and still this in second place and we laughing. We my people coming from heaven knows they walk in the street with the thing exposed and we laughing. Everybody laughing, everybody glad, everybody kicks in the fun, we in Trinidad. Always reshuffling cabinet and up to now they can't do nothing yet and we laughing. We buy a boat and it never floats, instead we know it used to carry boat and we laughing. Raise the salary with a big back pay and we trenching for workers every day and we laughing. When election come and you wouldn't vote or you say in this we go cut it throat and we laughing. Everybody laughing, everybody glad, everybody keeps in our fun, we in Trinidad.
You laughing at Picos. Oh God.
But I'm trying to see here, Rose says she ain't hear nothing but Aisha Wells. You see, you see, I went in the belly of the beast the other day, right?
Yeah. Only I will get Aisha wants to come in and do an interview. Let me quickly go back to the chat where we were supposed to start early. Let me go back early because I know. So Nadia was first in tonight. Nadia said good night, everyone. Blessings. Yeah. Nadia said on some good night. I get some red and blue hearts. Yeah, Nadia. Nadia said good night, Tommy. Tommy gets some red and blue as well. Yeah. Diana Benskin, good night. Diana Benskin only gets some red hearts. All right. And then all of a sudden, Nadia transferred to her daughter's phone. Yeah. Visha, good night. Good night. Tommy gets a special good night. Yeah, boy. When we go to Nadia, we had to carry a phone for Nadia. My phone's still giving trouble. Yeah, Nadia. She said good night to Keisha. Then all of a sudden, Nadia's phone stopped giving trouble again. Miss Kuva, you're inside. What that? Yeah. What is that? Renwick Job says, is that Job or Job?
Job.
Renwick Job says, good night, Ansem. The PNM governed for 21 years. Why not give the TPP a chance to govern Tobago? But Renwick, I with you on that. Me find you off base there at all. Because I don't like how the PNM demonizing the THA. You understand?
Tobago people had to fix that.
Yeah. Tobago people had to fix that. Yeah?
And I'm sure they will.
They go fix it, man. Yeah. Renwick, welcome. Curtis Montreshat, boy, Machuma Kenyan, welcome. Highly inside, boy. Highly from Mississippi. Mississippi, Canada. That's what it is, right? Yeah, highly welcome. Vonnie Roberts. Vonnie inside. He said, good night, Nadia, Takisha, Joan, Hailey, Miss Coover, Visha. Not forgetting the storm. Blessings to all. Yeah, Vonnie say he in Albert country, boy. Yeah, Rose, good night to you as well. Rose says good night, everyone. Yeah, Rose.
Good night, Rose.
Yeah. Rose say hi. Good night, Miss Coover. How are you, love? Ken John, you inside? Good night, Diana, Tommy. Blessings and shalom. Be safe. Yeah. All around Picos, boy.
You run
Oh,
people.
I say, well, based on what you have seen from the past few years at the PNM, yeah, it's okay with me that you went on a vacation. Oh God, Eileen, nah. It's not okay. You can't say it's okay. Bonnie said, no, it was not the right time to be vacationing in Barbados just after the local government election when there are much going on at this moment. I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
He didn't want to lose his deposits and on the hotel and so on and so forth.
But you could have postponed it. You know what I mean? If you're the prime minister and you call a hotel in Barbados and say this is Dr. Keith Rowley, I want to postpone the vacation and put it over next time. Of course they go accommodate him.
Always stress out the man with every kind of thing. Stress him out. The Tobago House of Assembly issue, the local general election issue, the flood, the rain, everything. And the man run and go on for some relaxation, some R&R.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not spring chicken. He needs to
You need to
reboot.
relax.
Always stressing out the poor prime. Why always stressing out my prime minister? Huh?
Okay. Ken John, Bonnie Roberts go come after, yeah? UNCs are big ways a party. They only care about their pockets and who have to fill their pockets, not PNM. PNM don't care about filling their pockets, Ken John? Okay.
Like somebody, a prominent villager say, the both of them is thief, eh? But when you ain't seeing, with a thief, they a share.
Oh God. Albert Montano, welcome. Albert say good evening to Nadia. Ronnie say you forget someone say who dead. God, all ain't easy, but
Well, boy, it is what it is.
yeah, it is what it is. Rose says the prime minister is only human. He's not a teenager and he's not 100% healthy. We can cut him a little slack. Hines and the police commissioner have the job to do, but who knows? Rose,
And I thought you would have cropped the call between and showed Julia David's face. How I had she on the hot seat.
I
I
doesn't want
thought
to.
you would have cropped that and played, man.
No, I don't. Them just play what videos on them shows, you know.
Yeah, I thought you would have cropped it. When I was reading my poem and she was there, and the fella was initiating somebody to kill the call, you know. You see, finger was pointing. I said, look, but I was watching them on another one. I said, look at them, eh? They want to kill me call. But while we're on it too, Ansel. Okay, you still on the villagers thing?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Eliminate
So Vonnie says, Ken, so you know who full their pockets, like you in their back pocket? Oh God.
it.
God.
Hmm.
Eileen said, a shame you wash your finger or you're saving it to show Rowley your loyalty.
Hmm.
Oh God. Eileen real good and I like Eileen too bad.
I show people I vote, so I tell me I had the wrong color ink.
Eh.
I put that show my finger, the wrong color ink. That's what you mean the wrong color ink. If that the only ink I have, I should be able to vote.
I thought he's vote in Barbados.
Yeah. Rose
Like,
says, you Rose says, you are our Dr. Shane. Let people talk. Eileen says, Ansem, your party win. How you vex so? I thought you were working on the blueprint for the 2 buildings in Laventer. No, listen. Eileen, they're renovating that building, you know. And they're renovating. Oh, Heidi, let me show you. Just in case you didn't know. Let me show you.
Oh.
All the way from You see that's how they start. You see it, Eileen? That is when they start. I had the other picture, but I remove it. That is when they start, Eileen. All because of this little black boy from Chumaka, Clavante, living in America for 47 years, as Pico say.
Wait, Anselm.
Eh.
What beyond it? You're living in America 47 years. They also said what that I am the heifer that has worked with Wall Street in New York, and I living in Brooklyn, right?
I thought you were the side piece.
But they're right, and they say I am Anselm's side piece too. I say, well. At least they made me the outside woman as the side piece that
They
has a
send,
more alluring song to it.
they send some drones, but
Ah,
they send drones to see, but oh God, they mark
yeah, they say I Anselm's side piece. I said, what? What is how talking about issues of the country derail into, you know? And I'm like, wow, the answer, if them is the people that does, I need Trinidad in trouble, eh? Trinidad in trouble.
It's our fault.
And
Yeah.
It's our fault Trinidad's in trouble.
They're in trouble. If them is the people that
Because
is
we,
going to put a thing in the ink to select the leaders of the country and put them there, let me go to my page and down. Winner in trouble, eh?
it's our
Winner
fault.
in
We
trouble.
left it void and it hasn't been filled and things have
Yeah,
been.
and you all upscum and left the country, and the country having a brain drain.
I know why I left. I was glad to. So Picos don't know my story, so you need to chill there. Good.
So Vonnie says, Albert says, Vonnie, nobody has to have any qualification to analyze Trinidad and Tobago. Every time person can see what's happening in Trinidad.
That sounds like
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Nadia says, I believe everything is time. Yeah.
Did you all see a Venezuelan national going and ask the commission? He get deported 5 or 7 days ago, and he back in Trinidad already, yeah?
Oh,
And
Right.
he going and have the commissioner of police investigate Hines, a Venezuelan national. Okay.
so that's when thing was said. Darren was going after Shane. He said, and most of the time you're wrong. You know, Darren, if you're still there, he had a game credit because I picked 9-5. He picked 7-7. And what he picked was correct. And many other people was incorrect. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? No, yeah. You gotta give credit where credit is due, man. Don't make it because you think that person's supporting another party, or you think so. You know, yeah.
My
Yeah?
thing. But
Yeah.
you know what, Anselm? A lot of people did not read into my poem properly, you know. Right? They feel that I wrote it to go after the PNM. But if you read it carefully, you will see you hear the question I asked. Are you voting party or country? You see my question, eh?
You,
A lot of people that jump right over a lot of people's heads.
it's nah.
The question is being posed to the yellow supporters and the red supporters. You know,
In the first place, I'm not surprised that it went over their heads because in the first, in the,
right
first,
over there.
the reason why we're in this predicament is because there seems to be no desire
Yeah.
for any of them to grow up politically.
Because,
them
because
just
if it is, we historically, okay, people done telling you, you see, you know how you're going and vote, you know how that east-west corridor going and vote, you know how the people down the other side going and vote, and you know you're going to end up in this situation. Can't you, as the responsible voter slash Trinidadian, go somewhere else just to shift the paradigm? You mean you're just going to vote party just because? And that is the question I posed to all of them. But they all reading into it that, oh, she attacking the PNM. You need to stop and read into the things that I be asking and posing questions before you all. That's a deep question there, and a lot of them they did not pick up that I'm also putting the question to them loyal UNC voters too. If you're going on this, if we going on the same road all the time, I go and try somebody else because I don't want to end up in this 7-7 stupidness and what, right? So let me see.
So, folks, let's go for a quick station identification. It's in the
No.
village with DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. It's Diana, Ansem, Tommy, and you in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this message. And
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Mr. Trinidad, tell me what scene you on. Do you just like political confusion? You criticizing the way you live, yet you can't produce an alternative. You say you against the power structure. You ain't like the opposition either. But take care, you jump out the hot water and end up in the center of the fire. Because you refuse to vote in election, but then you want revolution. You're strongly against communism. You walk out on colonialism. You say Rick William had to go, but who to replace him? You ain't know. So to make a long story short from in front, Trinidadians they really know what they want.
And we're back. It's in the village of the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Let me see some other things here in the chat quickly. JB say answer pimping now, boy. Oh God.
Look who come in. Look who come in. It's the sing boy and jumping on you, jumping on me.
Yeah. What? JB Apple said the code is yellow, boy. What?
Wait.
Somebody said the code is light blue. Rose says email enroll Picos to starters class on this program. Nah, you had to get a pre-starter class. You just got start is too high for him.
The answer. I hear is Diana Rowley going to meet in Barbados. Hello, Hailey. I'm not gonna be messing. I ain't gonna horn one PNM man with the next one. All right? Good.
No. I want to read this story here, right? This story is BAT, B-A-T-T. That is the Bankers Association of Trinidad and Tobago is offering a $10,000 reward for information related to the recent robberies where people who had just withdrawn money from commercial banks were targeted. The offer of cash reward comes after BAT announced last month that it will be partnering with Crime Stoppers and Crime Stoppers Trinidad and Tobago Limited to address the growing concern. The Bankers Association of Trinidad and Tobago is seeking your assistance in solving a number of recent robberies related to customers en route from banks to other premises, a newspaper advertisement stated yesterday. Now, come on.
Answer me. You want me to answer that one? You want me
Yeah,
to you
go
want to
ahead.
give an opinion? All right. The person, and I whisper in it, the person that get robbed, now that apparently is a 1%er. So it hit home hard. So they decide now they're gonna do something. But this been going on for long. All in different banks. Huh? That the first person that get robbed, as soon as they leave the bank, and for that to happen, I feel is an inside job.
And Diana, more to that, right? You is a banking association and you want to give people at $10,000. So if there are five robberies and they get information and they solve all five robberies,
Ooh.
would that split up the 10,000?
Oh,
Hmm.
Oh God, only make it. Oh God, I mean, Diana, your point is well taken, eh?
it's an inside job because Takesha ain't gonna know that this person leaving the bank and going at this place and where they live because she doesn't work with the bank and she had no connection there. I mean, Stevie Wonder, Helen Keller, and Ray Charles could see that's an inside job. All you know who Helen Keller is, right?
Yeah, of course, Helen Keller. Yeah, very good, excellent. Wasn't she a
So
poet too?
I'm not. I can't remember. I can't remember. But if she could see and hear that is that's so simple. That's easy. But my concern to it, you see, the man lost his life on the job. Huh? I wonder if you have a family. Is the family going to be taken care of? You know, up here when you lose your life on job, meals is jumping, next one is, and then you see the mortgage get paid off, and you see them things, right? Depending on the nature of the job. What is going on there? Well, I, I don't see, I don't see nobody come out and in an official capacity and offer condolences to this person that lost your life in your jurisdiction.
Like I said, there seems to be a numbness with loss of life.
So I don't see it, you know. And then look, this other woman, people telling me I don't know why talking about it. This other woman, when the neighbor up in them houses in wait till Lahore, it or somewhere up on that side, when the neighbor flush the toilet, all the feces coming down on the woman, and the woman, an elderly woman, 75, crying. She said for years she begging them to, huh? And Nelson Mandela said, you judge a country by the way they take care of the elderly and the most vulnerable. Huh?
Yeah, Jimmy Carter also said the same thing too. Jimmy Carter said
And
something
then you got
similar.
this old woman begging for to get this her place cleaned and fixed. And you can see the woman stressed out, 75 years old, and she's stressed, living in one of HDC houses in that condition. Um, it's
No,
just,
no. We have a statement by some religious leaders, right?
mm,
Religious leaders call on citizens to empty the clip on criminals.
That's something.
This was in the Guardian. TNT citizens need to be given a fighting chance to protect themselves if the relevant authorities cannot do so. These were the words of Pundit Baldir Maharaj at the funeral of Darren Nundial, 33, who was yesterday described as a hero husband. Nandial, an employee at the central bank in Port of Spain. Okay, hold on. All of a sudden, my phone do something here.
he said what? For them to empty the clip on the.
Now, the headline is Religious leaders call on citizens to empty the clip on criminals. And hold up. When I start doing this page,
You know, I don't understand.
let me read it from my
Yeah.
online. All right.
Mm.
So I want to read this one from
Oh,
this these religious leaders, right? And I'm gonna do it on the laptop instead of on my phone, because on the phone getting a little bit of problems, right? So this is an article in the Trinidad Guardian, and so TNT citizens need to be given a fighting chance to protect themselves if the relevant authorities cannot do so. These were the words of Pandit Baldio Maharaj at the funeral of Dharan Nandial, 33, who was yesterday described as a hero husband. Nandial, an employee at the central bank in Port of Spain, was killed last Thursday after he shielded his wife from armed intruders at his in-laws' Carapachima home. The gunmen allegedly asked for his wife, and when they attempted to pursue her, Nandial confronted them and took the bullet meant for his wife. During the funeral service at Korea Village, Carapachima, it was revealed that during a police community meeting in the Couva North constituency a few weeks ago, Nandial's wife spoke out about the upsurge in crime in the area. She reportedly called for more police patrols, including reinstallation of the community comfort patrols. But yesterday, Pandit Maharaj, who said he was not being political, said he agreed with a comment made by opposition leader Kamla Prasad Bisesa for citizens to empty the clip on attackers during home invasion. I agree. I totally agree. Now, I want to play a video for you guys coming out of this is out of Canada, coming out of Canada, and I want you guys to listen to this.
It was self-defense, investigators say, when a homeowner shot and killed a burglar inside this White Center house this morning. Deputies say he heard a window shatter, so he grabbed his gun, hid in the closet, and called 911. The operator listening as the burglar came up the stairs and the homeowner opened fire, killing the 29-year-old.
911, what are you reporting?
Yeah, my house is getting robbed right now.
What address are you at?
10th Avenue Southwest.
Do you see someone inside?
Yeah, he's inside right now.
Okay, where are you?
In the bedroom.
Okay. Are you armed?
Yeah, I have a gun.
Okay. That's a house, correct?
It is.
Okay, is that crashing out here behind you? Is that them?
What's that?
Okay, is that crashing out here behind you? Is that them?
Yeah, they broke the window out.
Okay, and you're upstairs?
Please, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you don't have any further description of them right now, correct?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm letting them know. What color is your house?
It's green.
How many stories?
2.
Okay, how many vehicles should be in front?
I don't know. I have mine.
Okay, what's your vehicle?
It's a red truck.
But there shouldn't be any other vehicles there, right?
Hyundai. Silver Hyundai.
Okay. Bear with me, I've got officers, okay? Got officers heading your way, okay? Do you live with anybody else?
No, I'm by myself.
Okay. Okay. Are you able, do they know you're there? Okay, okay, stay quiet, okay. Keep yourself safe. Okay. Okay, you're doing great. Stay with me. They just broke out all the windows? Okay. You've got officers on the way, okay. Can you hear how many people are there? Can you still hear them? Okay, is your door locked? Can you hear me? you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, if you can hear me, I need you to talk to me. I need to know what's going on.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Where are you?
Okay, we've got officers coming. What's going on? What happened?
I lost my phone. Hold on.
Okay, I heard shots. What happened?
I had to shoot him. He came after me. I'm hiding in my closet, my bedroom.
Okay, where are you right now?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
No, you're
I'm in
okay.
my bedroom upstairs.
Okay, so if I'm coming up the stairs, where is
There's
it?
more people.
There's still more people. Okay.
Yeah.
How many more?
Please hurry. Please hurry.
Yep, nope, we've got officers coming.
There's another guy downstairs. I think he just left.
Okay, did you get a description though?
I didn't.
Okay, stay safe, okay? Walk me
I'm
through your
fine. I'm
bedroom.
hiding in my closet.
Okay, you're doing okay. You're doing
I'm
deep breath,
upstairs,
okay?
down the hall.
Okay, up
Yeah.
the stairs, down the hall. What side?
The back room. Please
Okay,
hurry.
okay, you're okay. You're okay. Did the person that you shot, did he leave, okay? Or is he still on the ground there?
No, he's down. He's here on the ground.
Did the homeowner have a right to shoot that man?
Yes, he did. If you're in your home, you're in fear for your life or your safety because somebody breaks into it and is coming up towards the area that you're in, you have every right to protect yourself.
It's a shame that it had to happen like that, but a man's got to defend his home.
Chris Bergman has lived next door for 7 years and says he's seen a rise in violence and drug addicts in his neighborhood.
Let's just say I don't let my son play in my own backyard because there's the fear of him finding syringes, because I found syringes back there before.
You name it, I've seen it. People pull up there with guns in their hand, doing what they want to do.
Dale Meadows lives across the street and says he wants a police substation in his neighborhood with all the violence he's seen, even before the shooting.
I wasn't surprised. I warned them about it. I said, I hate to tell you, I think you should probably get your, be armed, because it's getting bad.
I guess be prepared. Can happen to anybody.
Yep.
Well, Slim, let me tell you something, right? I find that fella talk too much. 911, this would have been me. This would have been me. 911, I just shot several intruders. I done. Let the police come now. I ain't saying another word. Now, whatever number it is to dial in Canada. 911, I just shot several intruders. I done talk. Now you in the closet. You packing a gun and people in my house? I'm not asking you any questions. You're gonna call 911. I'm blow your bullets or wherever. 911, I just shot. He said it was more than one, huh? I just shot an intruder. Or I just shot several intruders. They have your address. Let them come. They sit on there, wait for the gun.
But Diana, you see how we are divided in Trinidad?
Yeah.
Because when that person come into your house, you don't know if that person is armed. You don't know. You really don't know. You don't
I
know.
don't know.
Boy, empty clip, eh?
I don't want to know. You don't live here. I think you're no key. You're invited here. What you doing in my house?
That's a scary thing, boy. Scary.
No question. Let the district attorney and them figure out. 911, I just shot an intruder. Yep. And let me tell you, depending on how I feel, I may aim the gun different places.
But I think once you're inside the house, it's fair game.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
I think once you're inside the house, it's fair game.
Okay, go in the man's house. And what are you going to do? Ask him for the woman. You know what's going to happen, Answer? And I didn't want to say it, you know what's going to happen? They're going to force them law-abiding citizens who are unable to to acquire a legal FUL to go through the back door. You know what I tell you? Because when you sit down and you're frightened, your neighbor get killed the other day. You're like, I have to protect myself, and you can't afford it. You're going to finance the sale of a lot of illegal FULs for protection purposes, and be prepared to take the rap taken. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
And you know, those things are like, you know, but I would like the UNC to rephrase that stand your ground and talk about some type of doctrine, the home doctrine. You could make it something similar to the castle doctrine, right? And if you're in your home, man, your home is your castle. The home doctrine, right? Home ground, whatever you want to call it, not stand your ground.
I would like for somebody opportunities for these pests that feel they have to go and break into home and rob and things, and steer them in that direction. Some sort of opportunities, whether it be social opportunities, a skill set, you steer them away from this life.
Dana, anyway, Dana, JB said, give Benskin a revolver, nothing more. She go empty the clip. She go empty more than the clip.
Hello, I don't want a revolver. Huh? I don't want a revolver. I want I want with seven inside there. Or give me a Glock.
Oh God.
Give me a Glock. When you shoot a Glock, you just rock back to the whole lot of properly. Give me a 9mm Glock and come up to my house. And I don't know you. Not asking you any question. And you better hope that I have on the glasses when I shoot you. Because I could be somewhere else.
But you know something though, when we look at the crime situations in Trinidad, I mean, there are solutions to the crime problem in Trinidad, you know. Let me see, right? I talked about. Let me see. I have.
They need social development, they need skills, they need sports activity, they need, mentors. People in young men's life, mentors, young women are doing crime, young men. They need mentors. That could grab them and school that age and keep them on the right track. Opportunities. And something, I don't know, something else. You gotta get in their head. The family, David is going to be problem for a long time. You know that. You ain't doing nothing about it. Then you're supposed to grab David. You're supposed to grab him when he's vulnerable and guide him the right way.
So here are some solutions to crime in Trinidad and Tobago, right? First of all, they could address the underlying social and economic factors that contribute to crime. This includes things like improving education and job opportunities. Listen to this. Listen to this. Reducing poverty and inequality. And addressing issues like mental health and substance abuse. I have said over and over that when you have 26% of black people living below the poverty line, right, there's going to be problems. Let me repeat that. Addressing the underlying social and economic factors that contribute to crime. This includes things like improving education and job opportunities. When you have a Lavantel address and you go down the road and you can't get a job, you understand? Reducing poverty and inequality. Black people living below the poverty line has increased the last 8 years under this current government. And when you look at other races, there's 12% of Indians living below the poverty line. So the black people have twice time, right? 100% than Indians and others living below the poverty line. Secondly, strengthen law enforcement and the justice system. And again, this includes providing police with the resources they need to do their jobs effectively, ensuring that the justice system is fair and efficient. and cracking down on corruption. I'm going to repeat that. Strengthen law enforcement and the justice system. This includes providing the police with the resources they need to do their job effectively, ensuring that the justice system is fair and efficient, and cracking down on corruption. The third one, invest in community policing and crime prevention program. Listen to this. This means working with communities to identify and address the specific crime problems they face and develop programs that can help to prevent crime from happening in the first place. Do we actually do that in Trinidad and Tobago? Right? Change the cultural norm that support crime. This includes things like promoting nonviolence and respect for the law and challenging the glorification of crime in the media. Right? Respect for the law. I mean, if the government don't respect the law, how do you expect the citizens to respect the law? Next, create opportunities for young people.
I also believe they should have some mentoring program.
Yeah. Right? Tackle poverty and inequality. We talk about that. People who are poor and marginalized are more likely to be involved in crime. The statistics are there. When you have 26% of them living below the poverty line, they are poor, they are marginalized, and what do you expect to happen? Improve mental health care, address substance abuse, and listen to this one, crack down on gangs. Gangs. Didn't that one time manage the New Orleans gangs in Trinidad?
Yep.
Huh? If you mentor them, I'll go to the may not.
We need living wages also. We need proper compensation for your labor, for your
Yes, absolutely. You see, but I mean,
not hearing you.
these are things that maybe the government is doing it, or maybe they have it, but people are not aware of it. How do they crack down gangs in Trinidad? By killing the gang leader? Is that the way they do it?
That's what seemed to happen the last time they had.
I think that's how they crack down on gangs. You kill the gang leader. Like when you kill the gang leader, like the gang go there too.
And then another one springs up.
You know? And yes, Tommy, and some of the same problems with crime, right? Is some of the solutions to crime, is some of the solutions to poverty in Trinidad and Tobago as well. Invest in education and skill training, create job and opportunities for everyone, reduce inequality, right? Improve access to healthcare and social services, empower women and girls, support small businesses. And I want to say this, support small business. I always talk about economic development, economic empowerment, economic inclusion, and access to capital for Black people and Black businesses. Small businesses are the backbone of the economy. So supporting them will help to create jobs and opportunities. You see? So when the government comes with a 3% property tax, and then if you have a parlor or you have a hardware store, you have to now pay an additional 5%. Think about that. Right? Instead of creating jobs, they're trying to take away jobs. Right? Because if I'm gonna have to pay more property tax, how am I gonna make up that money? I'm either gonna raise my goods and services, right? Or got to have less employees. It's simple mathematics. Simple maths. Right? So I think these are some things, these are just some solutions that and you know, we like to give solutions to it. You know, we don't just like to talk about the problems, we like to give solutions. All right, Caribbean Soul just came in and have a questions. We're gonna answer that question. Let me go back here. So Mean Jane says something is wrong with the audio. Yeah, I'm hearing a kind of a feedback from somebody.
Because you going in and out all the time. Move away from the mic.
No, you songing muzzled.
I'm gonna mute my. I
Yeah.
feel it's coming from Diana. I feel so, but let me mute.
Yeah, I think it's coming from Diana.
So now?
Yeah, it's coming from you. It just, I think it just, yeah. So JB Appa said you need to have a whole program on black economics. Yeah, I mean, these are statistics, you know. Captain Singh says the PNM have a mandate from local election. What is the mandate, Captain? What mandate are you talking about? So Caribbean Soul says Diana Benskin hurt a lot of PNM fans on the PNM station. Oh God. Hey, they call Diana, they run Diana, come with that Bajan accent. Oh God, Trinidad people, boy. Captain Singer says, Anselm, why are the blacks below since 1956 Williams pumping resources? Eh? Mean Jean says something is wrong with the audio. All right. I guess she's gonna fix it. Victoria, welcome. Victoria says, I like to see the figures. Not all the criminals are below the poverty line. I say the criminals. How about the parenting? And once delinquency is recognized, ensure that they reach out for help. You know, Victoria, I have to tell you, you see, all I could use is my example of growing up in Chumaka, Claventil. You understand? And my parent, my mother, was a water carrier in URP. And that's how she supported her family. Right? And not the numbers never said that all criminals are below the poverty line. You know? I don't think that's what it says. It just says 26% of black people are living below the poverty line. I don't know what that number, I don't know what's the makeup of that number. I don't know if it's, I can't tell if 5% are criminals or whatever, you know, but we know that those are black people. And I want to play something for you all too. If they know they can't provide job, make it easy for young people to access remote job opportunities. JB Harper, you are so correct. That's why the Laventil to Wall Street Empowerment Center, that's one of the things that we were going to do, remote job opportunities. So them kids could have jobs for places in the United States, in Russia, all across the world. They could have jobs. You know, but I mean, this is a reactionary government. I hate to tell you, they're not proactive. They're not proactive. They're local, they're not global. So Caribbean Soul has a question. What is your views on that LGA vote count? I find EBC should be charged for miscounting those little vote turnouts. Nah, not really, you know. It's human eyes. That's why here, right, Tommy, we have, you put it in the machine and it's all computerized, right?
Right away.
Right away.
And it's counted one time.
Yeah. Gotta get away from that. You see, that is where, right? Anytime it's human, you're gonna have human error.
And there's the potential for corruption.
There you go, Tommy. Thank you. Absolutely. Human error and corruption. So I don't think you should go after the EBC because it's humans. And then again, it depends on who you have counting them ballots, because in this country, most of the people who in the room is people of certain age, then retired people. That's why they don't have to count anything. All they have to do is tell you to sign and give you your ballot sheet. You're going to follow out your ballot sheet. When you come back, you put it in the computer and you look up, they tell you, you know, your vote was confirmed. And that's it. And
You scan it into the machine.
Yeah, and in 2023, we in Trinidad and Tobago. What is the voting system? Do they check each one by hand? Do they check the ballots by hand?
Obviously, that's what it is.
That's what it is? Yeah, I'd rather ask the question and make the statement.
Manual counts.
Okay, manual count.
which is a
Yeah,
potential.
JB, but listen to this, JB, you see? All right, so listen to this, right? And I talked about this, right? What about those who rent in? What protection is the government putting in place to protect tenants from landlord raising their rent in the wake of property taxes? But JB, you know what I'm gonna tell you? Tell your boss, I'm sorry for all you know. Because them people in Trinidad not raising that. And when I raise that, you know what tell me? Like what Pico said, you're over there 47 years. Eh? Stay over there. Eh? Stay over there. People in Trinidad and Tobago should be raising that. Whether you have PNM, a UNC, a NTA, a ILP, a COP, a PEP, a PDP, a TPP, whatever it is. That's what you're supposed to be raising.
You know, it gets to the point where people are not gonna be feeling sorry for what happens in Trinidad.
Nah, correct is right, Tommy. Yeah, because they like it so. They like it so, and they listen to a few of them prognosticators on 91.9. You know, the two so-called political analysts, right? On 91.9, and the rest of them, right? They come and they raise up them. They raise up an ant's nest, and they come and they, yeah, Juju, you know you're talking true. Yeah, Juju. Yeah, all right, mommy. All right, mommy. Yeah, mommy. Yeah, mommy. And mommy calling 5 times, right? And the whole bunch of G ladies calling 25 times, right? And they ain't bringing nothing to the table. Nothing. No substance, right? Nothing. I want to play this for you. I want you to listen to this. This is part of why we had the problems in Trinidad and Tobago. They have it here too, you know. Don't feel you don't have it here too. But in Trinidad, we have it. I don't know if we have it worse in Trinidad, boy, but I know we have it in Trinidad. Here we go. I want you all to listen to this. Right? And I stumble on this today, you know. I stumble on it. Right? And I say, boy, are we having that same problem in Trinidad and Tobago? Right? Well, this problem will be a little different in Trinidad. It's not religion in Trinidad. But let's take a listen to this.
Why do white Christians vote Republican and black Christians vote Democrat? Everyone knows conservative Christians vote Republican. It's like one of the rules of nature. The sun comes up in the east and conservative Christians vote Republican. Unless they're black. Oh, right. Most African Americans self-identify as Christian, and most African Americans vote Democrat. Look at the numbers. In 2016, 81% of white evangelical Christians voted for Donald Trump. For many Christians, it's just assumed the Republican Party is the party for Christians. But what about black Christians? Pew Research interviewed validated voters after the 2016 election, people they could verify actually voted. When they looked at black Protestant Christians, there is no official category for black evangelicals because most pollsters have decided evangelical is a white term, but that's a whole different video. When we look at black Protestant Christians, 96% voted for Hillary Clinton, the Democrat. 96%. So 81% of white evangelical Christians voted for Trump, and 96% of black Protestant Christians voted for Clinton. And it's pretty much like that in every election. White evangelicals vote Republican, and black Protestants vote Democrat. Why is that? Don't they read the same Bible, pray to the same God? Which group doesn't understand that they're voting for the wrong party?
Now, when we go to Trinidad and Tobago, forget about the religion. Can we say the same thing, that blacks vote for the PNM and Indians vote for the UNC? Tommy?
Quite similar.
Diana? I think Diana mic is muted. Yeah, I mean, Tommy, when I saw that, that's what I thought. Taking away the religion. And then when I said that, somebody in a chat, that's when the person tell me about, is the PNM have it so? You understand? And I said, wait, it's like the PNM blaming Kamala Prasad Processor for what happened for the last 8 years. You know?
Yeah. They're both guilty.
They're both guilty. They're both guilty. Both of them are guilty.
Separating the people, dividing people along ethnic lines.
Yep, yep. And we have to admit that they are both guilty. Don't blame one side or blame the other side. They are both guilty. As a matter of fact, you remember these statistics we had here? Let me put up these statistics again. Here it is. Here are these statistics right there. How they voted in 2020. 61% of Afro-Trinbagonians, I'm putting it just how they have it here, voted for the PNM. 54% of Indo-Trinbagonian voted for the UNC. 5% Afro-Trinidadians voted for the UNC, and 7% Indo-Trinidadians voted for the PNM. So we divided around race. The numbers don't lie.
True.
The numbers don't lie. And what the guy said there, when you take away religion, is the same thing in Trinidad and Tobago. And how do you change that? I don't think they want to change that.
Nope. It works for the politicians.
Yeah, I don't think the politicians want that to change. I think they wanted to stay the status quo. Right? So if you wanted to stay the status quo to that 61% of Afro-Trinidadians who voted for the PNM, right? Of that 61%, 26% of them living below the poverty line. Well, give or take some. Right?
Sure.
So when are they going to wake up? When? Right?
Just hold your breath.
Maybe Sparrow is right.
We like it too. So
we free. And the thing about this, Tom, is why don't people want to hear these facts? Why don't they want to hear these facts? Huh? Bobby, I don't agree with that. Ken John says, Miss Rose Celestine, PNM and UNC ties 7-7. How could that be possible? And PM need to improve the way they do business and start helping the poor people in the country. Everyone. Or Rose says, what did Rose say? I don't know. I don't know where Rose coming. That might have been way back somewhere.
that Thai story is a joke.
No, yeah. Say that again, Tommy.
I said the Thai story is a joke.
Yeah. I think Bobby. This is what Bobby says. I think you meant to say the educated one vote UNC, and the uneducated one vote PNM. That's totally inaccurate. That's inaccurate. That's totally inaccurate. That statement, Bobby, is fully loaded.
Yep.
That's a loaded statement there. Very loaded.
That's fuel to that fire.
Yeah. That's and that is the part of the problem. Right there. That is a fully loaded statement. Fully loaded. Right? Think about it. Remember, I just gave you some statistics, right? Right? And then that statement, that's a fully loaded statement. I could never agree with that. Never. And then I'm not gonna look at voting whether you're educated or uneducated. Why does that play a role? Why does that play a role? I mean, your parents don't have to have a degree to have common sense.
Again, common sense ain't so common.
Yeah, your parents don't have to have a bachelor's degree to have common sense. Right? They don't have to have a high school diploma. Right? It's a businessman who never even graduated high school and is multi-billionaires. So that's a loaded statement. Anyway, Bobby, welcome to the Indie Village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. Where you joining us from, Bobby? Yeah, I mean, people. Oh boy, some of them statements are so loaded, boy. Whoa. So another thing wanted to talk about quickly is let me see here. Oh, so Tommy,
Yes, sir.
I don't know, boy. I don't know. Cops, there an article in the news there. Cops, go to the banks with your own guards.
Sorry,
Police?
Stormy had an emergency, so
So
I'd go to that.
what cops or meaning commissioner of police?
No, this is they had a press conference, and the cops were telling the people go to the bank with your own guards. Police are advising the public to utilize a reliable private security service when taking large sum of monies out of the bank. Police PRO John Archer on Friday told Newsday that having security is one of the methods that can be used for safety when banking. I advise people in going to make a large deposit to probably secure the service of a reputable security company, Archie said. You should also secure the assistance of the police.
Wow. So you tell me when you have a security company, by the way, you send a message to people who may not be aware of the fact that you're traveling with large sums of money that you are.
Tony, I don't know what to
You get
say.
the picture?
Yeah, I don't know what to
But
say.
Ansem, that time, I had to go about Stormy. I had an emergency with him. But they turning policemen into security guards now. Then,
No, they're making work for a security guard company.
brother, what's me now? Didn't the one of the guards get killed on his job?
Yes, he was at an ATM or something.
Okay, I done talk. I hope that didn't go over a lot of people's head. What is she telling them to have?
Security, private
Not
security.
private security when you're making large
Who just get killed the other day doing any work?
security guard.
I don't talk.
Captain Singh says, on some idea, my idea, that's not my idea, that Indians vote, I think he wanted to put UNC, Capiza, and Africans vote PNM. The answer is simple. I don't know where you always get this from, PNM will never pump money into an Indian areas for
Oh,
development.
Jesus Lord.
I really don't know where to just get that from.
Mm, mm, mm,
I mean,
mm, mm.
Capiza, where do you all get that from? Seriously.
You know what, Anson? Here's what I say. Since you have all this and Beijing talking now, since when I can't come together to get it fixed because a set of them voting yellow and a set voting red on my granite. Well, here's what I say. Give Rowley a budget to handle his corner and give Kamala a budget to handle her corner. And let's see how the country gonna fare then.
No, you can't do that.
That's not logical.
Yeah, that's not logical.
Okay.
No, that's not logical.
I never said it was logical, eh? I just said it's my idea.
No,
Because they have all this. You hear what he just said? PNM don't spend money in UNC area.
no, but Dana, that's not the way the government runs.
Well,
Any
I
country.
say, but since you can't get it together no other how, give one budget to handle the area and the other one there. And let me see what can happen.
That's not the way the government runs, though.
Well,
Yeah, because you can't give the Democrats a budget
Yeah,
and Republicans a budget for this.
and Tommy, I'm just being satirical here. All right, since they can't get it together, since both sides are voting party and not country, what's going to happen? Tobago is going to come now and tell Mr. Trinidad how to run the place. That's what's going to happen in the next general election. Tobago gonna have the Farley go snatch he 2 seats, right? And y'all gonna have to find a way in Trinidad to get along. Get along.
So Nadia said that answer my two daughters worked last general election and they was doing counting and they said there was no one can cheat, was all over and around.
Oh.
I'm not saying they can cheat. I'm just saying that they could miscalculate something.
It's possible.
You know?
When lives start to get tired and
Yeah. If
not cheating, you know, not deliberate mistakes. Human eye and hand can make mistakes.
Yeah.
As long as it's a manual, it's a different kettle of fish. I'm not saying that electronically there can be no mistakes, but I would tend to think there will be fewer mistakes if it's electronic.
And and the more I begin to look at this situation in Trinidad and Tobago, I never knew it was this toxic, Anselm. I never knew it was this deeply rooted, seated. And it's like I said, this is and somebody tell me, Diana, you've been out of Trinidad so long, you don't know. You went to school with the Indian girls and they treat you well, but you know. I said, what do you mean? I don't understand it. So deeply seated, man. Yeah, the Africans don't want the Indians ruling them. The Indians claim the Africans not doing the job right. And what's gonna happen to Trinidad? What's gonna happen? If somebody doesn't give, then that's why I said, give somebody else a chance, give a different entity a chance. That's what I say. Take it away from them. Break the power hole. Put your vote somewhere else.
Well, let we have a little fun for the night. Listen to this.
Good day, sir. I seen you parked in a handicap spot here. You handicap? Great as the PNM. My apologies, sir. Proceed.
Oh gosh.
Good day, sir. I seen you parked in a handicap spot here. You handicap? Great as the PNM. My apologies, sir. Proceed.
Handicap.
Oh, there.
These are nothing. They are nothing to do. So let me listen. We talked about this earlier with. I wanted to play this by Heavy. Listen to Heavy. All you know Heavy, right? Heavy does be on 1.9. Heavy talked about the consequences of not voting. So I want you all to listen to it. Yep. You know, every topic on them, they don't like Heavy at all. Oh God. Heavy on a PNM station talking anti-PNM.
And they don't, and Stark's giving it to them too here.
So for those of you who don't understand how this work, let me explain all you. If out of 100 people living in a country, right, only 30 vote, which is 30% of 100, right? 20 people vote for the ruling party and 10 people vote for the opposition, right? The next 70 people who then go out and vote, they don't care. You know, governments like one or they don't care. The people who don't care if Monday, Friday, and Sunday who in power nothing, always everything that's wrong with Trinidad and Tobago. Right? So the 30% of the people who went out and dipped the finger and want change had to pay for the 70 people who just sat down on the ass and then do nothing. And then the 70 people, or the 70% who do nothing, who never vote, they are the ones complaining the most. But they don't care, no. Because they don't understand that their vote could have changed things. And here we go again with the minority, a minority government ruling over the majority. Sad.
I always said that when good voters, good citizens don't vote, bad officials are elected. That George Orwell, I think, say that.
But heavy and lion.
Yeah.
Yeah, MP and them people go cuss him for that.
Yeah.
No, you know what he said?
Yeah, he go get plenty cuss for that. Cuss. They go cuss him left, right, and center.
But,
Everywhere
but,
you
but, but
talking about.
you hear the chastise me in the chat after I do the poem on 91.9. Even Julia Davis had to admit that it was that's she name, right?
Julia Davy.
Yeah, that it was a nice, a nice poem.
I shocked she let do the whole thing.
I too, because I watched the fella, he was indicating to whoever to end the call. His finger was like, I watch him to end the call, and then talk about, Bajan, I said, yeah, it's a Bajan too. Yeah, but yes, I ain't gonna run from that. That's all they could go with. And then I hear thing and I take it and make a point and they write in the chat to an award-winning poet representing Trinidad and Tobago that I could take my poem and go and wipe where the sun don't shine with it. You see how they treat, See how they treat all their own? I out here representing y'all, going on stages, I ain't declare from Barbados, because I ain't born there. I declare I'm from Trinidad, doing things in Trinidad and Tobago, and that is what you say about my work? All is a lost cause. Lost cause.
So let me listen to Senator Lyda.
Like Diego Martin, the NTA would have amassed some over 30,000 votes.
Really? 30,000 votes? Where you got that from? Where you got that from? The NTA got 30,000 votes in Diego Martin. Chinese dollars.
I hate this thing when people try to run down our country. Every time, sometimes they always use Guyana as an example. And so I saw that, it was sent to me, and it was speaking about local government elections, and then Mr. Rowley said something about, oh, that's like the Guyana dollars, and laugh. Like meaning basically our currency is weak.
President Irfan Ali and Vice President Jagdeo, my name is Senator Damian Lyda of the United National Congress, and on behalf of the right-thinking citizens of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, I would like to sincerely apologize for the unfortunate, belittling, and demeaning comments uttered and spewed out of the mouth of our Prime Minister as his People's National Movement government continues to disparage the people of Guyana, and your government in particular. And this is of no surprise, because we heard the many belittling comments made by representatives of the PNM during your general elections, where you fought to restore democracy and take your rightful place in the government of Guyana. Now let me say from the onset, the people of Guyana are an amazing people. You're a brilliant people, an intelligent people, a loving people, an industrious people. And you have every right to sit at an equal table with any nation in the CARICOM, or in fact any nation in the world. So, for the life of me, I cannot understand why any of these people in the PNM would continue to make negative comments towards the people of Guyana. I can assure you that come 2025, when the People's National Movement is expelled from governance by the UNC, and we are led then by Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, that we will want to work closely with the people of Guyana on equal footing, trade equally with you, communicate equally with you, and treat you with the level of respect that we too would want.
Time to get them out. The time is now. Time to vote them out. Man, enough is enough.
Well, you see?
Different
party, same story. Different party, same story.
Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So Hailey says, listen to Hailey. The worst I ever see is the votes with Trump and Biden. Democrat was blocking Republican observers from entering the voting center. In Atlanta, Democrat observers was throwing out Trump votes.
Oh, Jesus, Lord, have mercy. Highly, highly, you see what's going on now in Atlanta? They've proved the case and they're charging Trump, they're putting charges on him. I
For indictment. I saw. I go play the video.
Where did you get the information from, boy?
For indictment, the man is being indicted, and you know who's the judge? A Jamaican-born woman is the judge.
And they weren't blocking them from when you had to have legal access to get in there. You just can't walk into no thing where the count going on. And that is what they wanted to do. March in there while the count was going on and interrupt it. Oh boy, come on. Illegal persons. That's what was happening.
Yeah,
but Nadia says police was around watching all the counting.
What?
Nadia said that the police were
well,
watching the counting.
Nobody in saying the thief, you know, but they miscount. Well, what they miscount is that they could have ballot could have been spoiled, for example. Right? Something was wrong with the ballot and they had to throw it out. Right? I mean, that's possible. Who's that Trump hater?
Who?
Welcome. I don't know. At least somebody's a Trump hater.
Well, I will gladly claim that title. I don't like him.
So, all right. So, Hailey, Ulrich, Nadia, Rose, Kapiza, Ken John, Captain Singh, Arjun, Kapiza. Oh, Nathaniel Boris, welcome. Nathaniel, if you're still there, put closing comments in the chat. I think Bobby gone, you know. Bobby Juha.
Payco's gone.
I think Bobby gone too.
You change Payco. You chase Payco's.
Yeah, JB Appa, Rose. Put closing comments in the chat. And Eugene, if you're still there, Eugene, if you're still there, put closing comments in the chat. So stick and stay. We're going to go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back up.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
It's in the village with the DAT Triplet on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. It's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Let me read this quick story. Nikon Sioux State over terminated natural gas deal. Oh, yeah. Nikon Energy. Let me see this. I can't do this thing on my phone. Nikon Energy is seeking an injunction against the government to compel it to supply the company with natural gas. The company has filed injunctive proceeding against the state company charged with procuring natural gas for it. The Trinidad and Tobago Upstream Downstream Energy Operation Company Limited, after it terminated its gas supply agreement. The matter will be heard today before Justice Kevin Rambachan, the Attorney General, is party to the matter. This company is a special purpose company in the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries and was set up specifically to negotiate Nikon's gas agreement. So here we have another company suing the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, you know, the taxpayers have to pay those attorney fees, you know, because they had to get attorneys to go to court. So
they like it, so they take good care of them.
Every day something, boy. Um, Diana, Highly says, Diana, you will ignore the truth because you have such a hatred for Trump.
Yeah, I'll ignore the truth. The truth is that man don't like nothing that look like me and you. Okay? And it's proven. You saw them lawsuits against him. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, Hailey. Be real. The voters spoke in a rumbling voice and
Oh,
removed them.
right. Yeah, Diana, I hear you. And you're facing 4 indictment, I think with more
And
than.
one in Georgia.
So, folks, I want you guys to be aware of something, eh? I highly want to know where you get that truth from.
Where I get the what?
Where you get that truth from. So,
Oh, Jesus.
let me tell you guys something. So, just before I came on air today, I received a WhatsApp message from my brother. It's
Mm.
WhatsApp. And here is the message, right? What says, can you help? Oh, no. Hold on, eh? Okay, hold on. Let me get that. This is important for you guys to be aware of, eh? Because there's scams going on in WhatsApp. And sometimes it's too true to be real. So here it is. At about 6:51 p.m., I got a message from my brother WhatsApp. It says, I need a favor from you urgently. I responded, okay. And then what? Can you help me to send money to someone now? I will refund it first thing tomorrow morning. So what I did, I picked up the phone and I called. I called my brother. Then the person responded, I'm here. Right? Because when I call the WhatsApp, it says decline. And then I said, I need to talk to you. So then I went on my regular phone, not on WhatsApp, and I called my brother and I said, listen, I just get this WhatsApp from you talking about you need a favor urgently. And I had an inclination it wasn't my brother. It wasn't him. So somebody has tapped into his WhatsApp, and of course we have the same last name, and was sending me a message for me to send money to someone now. And the person who I was going to send the money to would have been one of these persons, you know,
Scammer.
one of these scammers.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, if you get messages on your WhatsApp form or email, if you get it from banks, anything, make sure don't just follow the instructions.
Nope.
Double check it. If it's from a bank, call the bank to find out. If it's from your family, call your family to find out. Don't just send money, anything to these people because them scammers and them. This is who my brothers. This is my brothers, right? This is my brother's stuff. His WhatsApp.
And here what they're doing too. They're calling you regular phone and it oh hi there, hi, but they don't have your name already. So when you call me and you don't you show up, it don't say spam or I have something that does recognize a spam call. But it may show up as a legitimate number. Oh hi there, and they have your name. And they're yeah, I'm calling for don't ever say yes. Don't say don't have no conversation because they're trapping your voice and using AI to go forward as you with different companies and open up things in your name and run up thing in your name. So when they call me, I'll be like, I listening. Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Somebody just stress them out and they're asking me, am I there? Am I there? Hang up the phone. Yeah. You understand? There's a whole lot of scams going on. And something, and they'll send me a thing stating something with the Bank of America. You have to be very careful with them, eh? Bank of America, something. And I just listened, I took my behind straight and then I handled my business quick. There's a lot of things out there, answer. You're absolutely right. Hey.
Yeah, people had to just be careful. You had to really be careful because
Mm-hmm.
when I see this thing, I said, wow.
Yeah.
And the person just stop the discussion. I call the phone and it says decline.
Mm-hmm.
WhatsApp. This is what
Mm-hmm.
it says decline.
And they you know what they do too? They open fake accounts on Instagram, Messenger, and all that. One time I thought I was talking to you about something about the show. I said, wait a minute. I said, let me call Ansel, but you didn't know I called you to speak to you. So the person sending me stuff like you sending me stuff. But I ain't let them know. I let them know you talk. I was talking to you direct.
Mm.
I called you direct. while they were sending me messages, you know. And I say, and the thing I say, yeah, go
Were you
ahead.
using WhatsApp? You're using WhatsApp?
Messenger.
Oh, Messenger.
The
Wow.
clonian messenger, the clonian, there is clonian in what you call it, Instagram. All how this all how they getting there. I don't know how they do it, but you had to recognize it quick, man. Quick.
It ain't easy. So, folks, my closing comment is remember being happy doesn't mean you have it all. It simply means you're thankful for all you have. So, remember being happy doesn't mean you have it all. It simply means you're thankful for all you have. From where I said, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Hold on. Where Diana?
Okay, just want to quote regarding the young people, right? I believe mentoring could be one of the solutions to grabbing those young, vibrant minds. Mentoring is a brain to pick, an ear to listen, and a push in the right direction. John Crosby said that. And a mentor is someone who sees more talent and ability within you than you see in yourself and helps to bring it out in you. I think Trinidad and Tobago, the youth there, to benefit from more mentoring programs alongside sports programs and stuff. Give the brain, trap that mind, that brain pointed in another direction, and that could be one of the many solutions to the gang problem and the violence problem we're seeing Trinidad and Tobago. Your poet and global ambassador, Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Till we meet again. Thank you very much, Diana. There we go, Tommy.
Antoine de Saint-Exupéry says, your task is not to foresee the future, but to enable it. Your task is not to foresee the future, but to enable it. Again, you have to become the change you want to see. You, the man in the mirror. However, if you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, don't blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Like I always say, I love you all. Be safe. See you next time. So long.
Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
So, Ulrich says, a wise man always talks sense, but a stupid man always talks garbage. But the sad thing is, he's so stupid to know pleasant. He's so stupid to know. Okay, a wise man always talk with sense, but a stupid man always talk garbage. But the sad thing, he's too stupid to know. Pleasant night, everybody. Thank you, Ulrich. ID says, under the Democrats, the world have been suffering and plenty crime and forest fires, floods and chaos. All right. Nadia says, Rowley doing SHIT, Kamala doing SHIT. Blessed night, everyone. Stay safe. Good show tonight. Some Tommy, Diana, Benskin. Good night. Good night to you, Dan. Good night to you, Nadia.
Good night, Nadia.
Let me see what else is here. I say when Trump was president, did America have inflation? No. As the Democrats gotten inflation all around the world to this day.
What?
Why you remember Hailey?
Where does Hailey live?
Canada.
Highly on the Trump, you wasn't safe, boy. They coming for you.
And once he's a citizen,
huh?
If he had dual citizenship, they could have sent him back home. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You could send him back. All right, folks, it's a pleasure. We're gonna go to our anthem song. We just can't go on this way. Take care, folks. To you as well, Eugene. Good night to you as well. Yeah, good night.
Is Pharaoh still existing? I see the boy resembling an Israelite, not being treated right, enslaved day and night. Oh, we just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. We like the Israelites still in pain. We just can't. So send us another Moses again. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, look around, you'll see the Pharaoh mentality ruling universally. Leaders promoting their ego, being a modern Pharaoh, tyrannies they manifest. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Time to make them oppressors pay. We just can't go on this way. So we children could see their way. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no. The poor have to slave night and day for next to nothing pay, so they can't see the way. We don't enjoy equal facility like Pharaoh and company.